right, Unified Generation. I'm Amelia and I'm a senior.
I'm Aaron, a junior.
We're coming to you from Cary High School in Cary, North Carolina. We are part of Club Unify.
We've had a lot of success.
Why do you think we've been successful?
Well, when we respect one another, it takes time to listen and cooperate. I think we all have meaningful roles in the club.
And we're inclusive. We have so many unique ideas and fresh perspectives. This helps us set up when we set goals for each meeting and for the end of the year.
That's also true.
But I also think we're successful because we do one really important thing together.
What? Have fun?
Yes, of course that. But we also take the time to reflect, like we're doing right now.
How could we leave that out? When we take the time to reflect it as a group, we give serious thought in our performance. I think back and reveal what we've done.
And after all of that thinking and reviewing, we talk about it. Group reflection helps us consider other perspectives. This can really help us solve problems and set new goals. It also creates a more positive group culture and environment.
I know that I feel much more comfortable speaking up and value what clubmates share.
A scientific study even proves that taking time to reflect can improve a team's performance. How awesome is that?
Reflecting with your group can look different for every group and team you are a part of.
The way we reflect with our club is definitely a little different than when I reflect during a group project in class or with my bandmates in marching band. This is because every group has different goals and members.
So how can you reflect with your team, with your club, or with your class? We want to make sure you lead with 5 steps you can use with any of your groups.
First, if you're a leader, set clear expectations. Aaron, you know what I think we should do? Why don't we reflect on our experience hosting this episode?
I love that idea.
For everyone watching, you may not have experience filming a video for YouTube, but you have all worked with a partner or a group. We encourage you to follow along.
I think using checklists will help guide our reflection process.
All right, so following our checklist, step 1, set clear expectations for the group reflection. How do we want to share? Do we want to write them out or do we want to just talk about them?
Talk about them.
All right.
Make sure you communicate with your team what you are reflecting on, while you are reflecting, and how you will make sure everyone can share their thoughts comfortably.
You might feel overwhelmed with all that needs to be reviewed. We recommend breaking down the reflection process and focusing on one thing at a time.
So our second step is to start with reflecting on the positives.
Ask your group to think about what they think went well. What was successful? What made you feel good? Why were we able to accomplish this as a group? Don't forget to share out together.
This can be a great time to provide positive feedback to the full group as well as individuals.
I think we did a really good job reading it and sounding everything out and making our way through it. The third step is to identify what didn't go well. We like to call this area of improvement.
This can be a tricky step. It isn't the time to place blame or develop a negative attitude.
Instead, reframe your mind and your discussion. Think about what these moments taught you and how you can do better next time.
Talk about what was difficult and why. Consider what could be done differently next time. Encourage one another to look for the learning moments, not the failing moments. For example, you can step forward and tell the group something personally could have done better.
Where did we struggle?
The stutters.
Stutters? That's okay. When you do this, you show people in the group it's okay to talk about weaknesses, and it also shows accountability or ownership for your work.
This could give others the courage to speak up in the future.
Step 4 is to reflect on how your group worked together through both successful and stressful situations.
And this focuses more on the process instead of the end result.
Maybe you ran out of materials for a group project, or an added requirement was placed on your team. How was the communication between the group? How did you move forward towards your goal?
The fifth final reflection step is to make an actionable plan moving forward. Take everything and discuss and ask the group of what will we do differently in the future to help reach the goals.
What could we do better next time?
Right, taking breaks.
Okay. All right. Put those steps into action. For example, if you think your group's communication was weak, schedule weekly check-in meetings in the future.
Repeat these 5 steps after your next project is complete.
We are going to continue reflecting, but we want to leave you with a few reminders first. Learning to reflect is a skill that takes practice and will eventually become a normal part of your communication process.
And as we mentioned before, it looks different for every team, every group, and every person.
Use the same checklist we use as you help your teams and groups reflect. It's linked below.
Maybe you want to learn more about the reflection process with some of our Unified Talks videos.
Will's episode is really insightful. He gives some strategies you can try on your own. You may be able to even implement them with your group.
Check out his Unified Talks and more on the Generation Unified YouTube playlist.
Bye, guys!
Bye!
And that's the checklist.
That's what I want.